Hey everybody, today I am in front of the Polynesian Resort where we are going to start our tour of hidden history and secrets of the three monorail resorts. Those three being Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, and the Contemporary. So we'll start here at the Polynesian, we'll dive in, and then we'll move on. Let's go. As we enter the beautiful Polynesian Resort, our history here has to do with pop culture, easy for me to say, and music. Back in 1974, the Beatles were finally ready to sign the contracts to dissolve the Beatles band after 3 years of court battles. George, Paul, and John were supposed to meet on December 19th at the Plaza Hotel in New York City, only blocks away from where he lived. George and Paul showed up, no John. They waited, they finally called him. He said, you know what, the stars just aren't lined up right. And he never showed up. George was furious. So about 10 days later, on December 29th, they tracked John down to the Polynesian Resort. He was down here with Julian and his then secretary / girlfriend, May Peng, for the holidays. The Apple lawyers delivered him this huge set of paperwork, and he decided it was finally time to sign. And on December 29th, 1974, the Beatles officially, legally broke up. And it was done in room 1601 at the Polynesian Resort. And that room is right there in the corner. And that room is where the Beatles legally and officially broke up. So if you're ever at the Polynesian and you want to check it out, just come out of the back lobby, across from the lava pool, kind of tucked back in the corner, and that is where you'll find room 1601. And you can pay your respects to one of the greatest rock bands that ever lived. And here are some pictures of that holiday trip that John Lennon took back in December 1974. We are now standing in the Grand Floridian Resort, the flagship resort of Walt Disney World. This is a beautiful resort and the only resort to ever have a princess stay in it. That's right, this resort is where Princess Diana stayed when her, William, and Harry came in 1993. This is the main building of the Grand Floridian, one with the beautiful lobby and the stained glass ceilings. And this is also the concierge building. Every level here has concierge service. And on the 5th floor up there is what's known the Grand Suite, which since has been unofficially named the Princess Diana Suite. We cannot go up there because you have to have members access to get up there, but I can go outside and show you the balconies that little Harry, William, and Princess Diana looked out of as they stayed here so many years ago. Across from the summer house and near the Mad Hatter Alice splash pad, if you look up, not that far up, there are these windows at the very top, the octagon turret-shaped windows. And the very top floor there is the Princess Diana room, or the Grand Suite. Now, if you look around this way, that way is the Magic Kingdom. So from way up there, I would be almost positive that the princess and the two little princes would have been able to look out over Magic Kingdom and see the castle as they sat in their room. I would have loved to have been here during that. That would have been so awesome to meet her. Here's some pictures from that 1993 trip that she took with her boys, Prince William and Prince Harry. Last but not least, we find ourselves in the Contemporary Hotel. But this piece of history is not actually in the hotel, but in the conference room in front of the hotel. So let's see if we can make our way out to the convention center and find a little bit of American history. From the main level where you come in on the monorails, where Chef Mickey's is and all your main stuff on this level of the Contemporary, you want to head down the escalators right in front of Chef Mickey's. And that'll take you to the level where you can go into the convention center. As you come down the escalators, you're going to want to do a U-turn and come back behind where you got off. And in this part of the convention center is where you'll find the Ballrooms of America. And right here in the Ballroom of Americas, through these doors, with the stage backed up to us, so we'd be behind the stage, is where Richard Nixon gave his infamous "I am not a crook" speech.
And I want to say this to the television audience. I made my mistakes, but in all of my years of public life, I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent. And in all of my years of public life, I have never obstructed justice. And I think, too, that I can say that in my years of public life, that I welcome this kind of examination, because people have got to know whether or not their president is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
So there's a little bit of American history for you in the Contemporary Resort. That concludes our trip around the Monorail Resorts. We saw where the Beatles broke up in the Polynesian. We got to check out where Princess Diana stayed with Prince William and Harry over at the Grand Floridian, the only hotel to ever have any royal member stay at it. And then we saw here at the Convention Center a little bit of American history at the Contemporary, where Richard Nixon gave his infamous "I am not a crook" speech. So if you didn't know there was so much history here at Walt Disney World, subscribe and like, and we'll keep showing you things maybe you never saw before. Until next time, guys, be good. We'll talk to you later.